Who do you think refugees are?
I'm Elisa Sednaoui-Dellal and I'm a social entrepreneur. My family, the Sednaouis, were originally from Syria. They were textile merchants who moved to Egypt in search of better fortune, and also at the time where persecution of Christians was beginning in Syria. Egypt at the time was a more tolerant country, and so from small textile merchants they managed through hard work to become the owners of the first big fashion department stores in Egypt. And subsequently they started their social commitment, and they are known to have built several hospitals, schools and infrastructures to support socially the country. My father was born in 1952 in Egypt, and that was the year that Nasser went to power. Nasser at the time was, I would say, leading a politics of so-called Arab socialism, and my family had to flee Egypt. The situation became increasingly tough, and the government decided to seize all the property of the family. And my grandfather was an architect. He was the first one to really foresee that the situation was getting sour, so he ran away and he went to Lebanon. Then followed by the rest of the family, who really didn't see it coming. The family was so ingrained in the culture. They were Syrians, but at that point they had built so much for Egypt and done so much for Egypt that for them it wasn't even conceivable that anyone would harm them. But then unfortunately things got really bad, and so my family grew up in, my father, who was actually just born around then, he was 4 years old when he had to flee Egypt, ended up growing up in Lebanon. The situation wasn't very easy, of course, because they had to leave everything behind. They left their friends, they left all their possessions, they left their habits, they left their life. But luckily, Lebanon and their own resilience proved to save them, and my father managed to, continue his life and became an architect. He studied architecture in London, and he's actually the only one of my family who returned to Egypt as a tourist, fell in love with Egypt, and decided to build a house there, which would become my refuge, actually. And I've got refugees. I'm sorry, it takes a long time because I never had the opportunity to say it so like this. So it takes a while.
Do you know what?